Hey there, how are you doing today? This is Jay from Speak Your Speak Dear, you know, having another conversation with you. And we're talking today about National Native American Heritage Day, which is being observed today in America. So, what do you know about Native American Heritage Day and, for that matter, Indigenous peoples in general? I mean, we have lots of Indigenous people across the world in interesting villages and settlements and areas. I've had the pleasure of visiting a few of these Indigenous peoples, but by no means have I even scratched the surface. It's an area which really interests me as the budding anthropologist that I am at heart. I think that Indigenous peoples and their culture and history and their heritage in general, it's really, really interesting. And I'd like to know more about it. I mean, I've come across Indigenous people in Latin America. I remember very vividly when I lived in Guatemala, we had visited Chichicastenango, and there we saw the very vibrant colors worn by the ladies and the culture that we saw on display. That stayed with me for a very long time. I've also had the pleasure of being in Peru, being in different parts of Latin America over the years and enjoying that. And once I was in Dominica and I wanted to go to the Kalinago people's territory, but I didn't have time. So that's on my list to go to when I next visit Dominica. Across the world, it's just a fascinating sight when one gets to see Indigenous peoples in their natural environment. I recall very well as well in Morocco, having gone to Beni Mellal, this very lovely lady with the tribal marks and everything, she was hugging me and saying that I was her daughter. That was really nice. I mean, I do enjoy that. And then, of course, once I remember being in a very far village in Liberia, and this lady called me Nyankole, and she said that that was my native name from Africa. Yeah, it's fantastic. So, I remember also seeing, the upside of Indigenous peoples when we actually saw Kathy Freeman having won that 400 meters. Was it in Sydney Olympics in 2002? Yeah, so it's just fascinating to, go across the world and experience Indigenous cultures and talk with Indigenous peoples. I want to go to New Zealand also for that reason, to, see the Maoris in their setting, and go also to Australia and see the Aborigines in their setting. I once had a colleague when I was working in Switzerland who was a former minister for Indigenous peoples in Australia for the Aborigines, and that was a fascinating story to hear from him. So, it's just really great when we have a day that celebrates. It's only in America, this one, but there are also national days and international days across the globe that celebrate the first peoples, the Indigenous peoples, the ones to whom we owe all of our, existence and all of our respect and acclamations, because they were here first, and their cultures, despite the challenges that they've faced over the years, including climate change, but also from peoples, they have managed to retain that. Yeah, and I remember also in Algeria, the Kabylie people from Kabylie. Those are also the Berbers in Morocco. It's just amazing to experience that. And in Jamaica, we have the Maroons. We also had Tainos, and we also had Caribs. Also, my Trini friends, I remember a few of them are also our descendants from Caribs. So it's just a panoply, fantastic tapestry really of interesting experiences, and it's just so great to celebrate them and get to know more about them and see how they're doing in today's world, how they're adapting to changes in the global environment and the global economic order, and how we are learning more about them and getting a chance to experience their culture, history, their practices, their customs, and how do we have this opportunity to basically learn from them and harmonize our way of living with their way of living, and ensure that we have overall peaceful coexistence. So, what do you think about that? Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, and do subscribe, because I do want to have the chance to engage with you in this Speak Here, Speak Dear channel. And that's the idea, that we talk about topical issues, we talk about issues that mean a lot to us, and issues that we want to have others engage with us on. So that's it for now. Over and out. And do take care, and let's remember our Indigenous peoples, be they Native Americans or wherever they're from across the world. They are the foundation, and we owe them a lot, and we need to make sure that we work together to keep their culture alive and to keep the globe throbbing, because that's how we live. Yeah? Take care, and until next time. Bye.